Industry, politics, culture, and technology. These four forces are responsible for the sweeping changes we see around the world, toppling the old established ways and pointing us in new directions. Nowhere is their influence and promise felt more strongly than in Germany. Welcome to the BMW Museum in Munich. We are here not only because BMW is a valued, long-time customer, but also because Munich will be the headquarters of our new international business unit. About 500 kilometers north of here, people are casually strolling across a border where they would have been arrested or even shot just a few months ago. The opening of the Berlin Wall represents not only the end of the Cold War, it also signals the beginning of a new era in international business. It wasn't an armed revolution or a coup that brought down the governments in Poland, East Germany, or Czechoslovakia. It was economics, the will of some very determined people, and the realization that no nation can afford to exist separate and apart from the rest of the world anymore. Neither can businesses nor their international subsidiaries. That's why your new IBU headquarters will be located right here, as close to our European customers as we can get, and 6 hours closer to our important Asia region, Japanese, and Australian markets and people. Back in the 1920s, when these early BMWs were built, no one could foresee the day when an automobile would be designed in one country, manufactured in another, with parts from all over the world, and marketed on a global scale. Today, we've got Mazdas designed by Americans and manufactured in Japan. In Brazil, Volkswagen and Ford are working together to build cars for South America. In fact, this joint venture has resulted in a $500,000 sale for Prime for a 50 series system and PDGS software. As companies involved in both industry and technology, Prime and computer vision have played an important role in making multinational business possible, and not just in the automotive industry. Our continued success depends on our ability to further exploit the opportunities opening all around us, by removing the barriers that prevent us from sharing resources, and by building on our strengths in each local market. That's why Prime created its international business unit. I'm delighted to be a part of it, and I look forward to working closely with all of you in this ever-changing, ever-growing global arena. It takes 30,000 to 40,000 parts working in harmony to make an automobile run. Each part has a specific function, but they all share a common goal: to carry the car's owners where they want to go. That's how it is in our international business unit. Each person, each district or branch, each country will still have its own unique role and objectives, but we'll all be working toward a common goal. Our business unit status gives us that ability. We're responsible as a unit for our own profit goals, and along with that responsibility, we've got full control of all the resources we need to achieve them. Of course, we have major dependencies on the product and service business units for support, and I view them as full partners with us. Now, here's how the headquarters structure looks. I'll be working out of our office here in Munich. With me will be Doug Smith, Finance and Business Management, Peter Butterfield, Human Resources, Steve Doyle, Legal Counsel, and Carl de Reich, Customer Service. And I hope to be naming a new head of marketing in the very near term. You'll notice two things about this group. First of all, the organizational structure is flat and it's small. The reason for this is simple. I will not impose a lumbering bureaucracy or any other kind on top of our existing subsidiary structure. The managing directors will continue to run their businesses as general managers as they always have. But I believe that this small cadre of people and headquarters can do the following four things. First and foremost, we will help address the needs of our international customers. I firmly believe each sub's marketing director is carrying around a long list of valid business issues that need to be addressed. But I also believe even more firmly that if we work together to identify and resolve just the top 10, it can make the difference between success and failure for us. Your IBU headquarters staff will be charged with working directly with their counterparts in the regions and countries to keep everyone focused on those priorities and work with Natick and Bedford to get them fixed. Secondly, the heads of marketing, service, HR, legal, and finance will be responsible for assuring that strategies are in place in their areas to support our business plan. Third, I believe we've suffered in the past by not having senior management at the company more available to our customers outside the U.S. When I review the list of our key customers in international, it's clearly the who's who of the business world. Now, I pledge to you that your headquarters staff will be available to assist you in any way we can. Finally, we must do some things better. We'll work with you to improve our use of assets, strictly manage our product and service businesses for profitability, and deliver the agreed-to results to our new owners. I guess that'll keep us busy for the next month or so. Now, what's my role in all of this? Well, I describe it as a facilitator, not a foreman. I'll be as visible and involved as necessary with your managing directors in major business transactions. I'll spend a large part of my time putting together the strategic alliances that will be so important to our long-term growth, whether it's in Japan, the Far East, or here in Europe. All of these activities depend on us leveraging our existing individual strengths to achieve even greater success on a larger scale. And it's already beginning to work. Our recent sale of 1,000 CAD stations to Philips, for example. Besides bringing in literally tens of millions of dollars in revenue, we're now Philips' preferred vendor worldwide. I can't think of a better example of how our new team should be working together. PER and Prime Netherlands Management, working with the computer vision and service business units, put this deal together in record time. And just imagine what we can do in the automotive industry when we pool the talents and experience of our people working with Rover in the UK, Peugeot in France, Fiat in Italy, BMW and Audi here in Germany, Toyota in Japan. Aerospace represents another ideal opportunity for broader resource sharing. Our successes at Aerospatiale, Rolls-Royce, and Air Italia must be leveraged better here in Germany with MBB. Now, I'll be counting on all of you to keep those larger opportunities in mind as you go about your day-to-day work at the local and subsidiary levels. And I'm also asking you to make yourselves available when those opportunities arrive. Now is no time to be insular or territorial. You know, it's really very simple. When we all perform our jobs well and move in the same direction, we can help take Prime where we want. There's no question we can make this company the world-class operation we all want it to be. The future has always inspired the human imagination, but whether it's Orwell's view of 1984 or these sleek machines, our vision of the future often represents either our worst fears or our greatest hopes. The fact is that reality is never so clear-cut. Look around you today. On one level, the distinctions are not nearly as sharp as they used to be. Between East and West, domestic and foreign markets, and between local and multinational customers. That clearly spells greater opportunity for Prime. Now let me bring this a bit closer to home. We've talked a lot in the past about international competency centers and resource sharing, and in 1990, it's time we do something about it. But you know, nothing comes free. We'll each have to be a bit unselfish. Give something up to get something greater. And while there's a tendency to think of competency centers in terms of facilities and demonstration gear, I'm far more intent on building centers of intellectual capital, cultivating our human talent and sharing it freely within the business unit. Now that doesn't take lots of money. It just takes willpower, serious intent, and meaningful strategies for our key industries. On another level, it's essential that we maintain, encourage, and value individual differences. Our company is really the sum of all of our talents, and we all bring something unique to the business. Our greatest goal as an international business unit is to facilitate the exchange and optimization of all our skills, to overcome the physical and mental boundaries that divide us. For many of us, it's a different way of doing business, and it's going to take some getting used to. Our new private company is going to be managed differently. For one example, collecting receivables is now extraordinarily important, and you'll never again be incented to ship a system in order to make some arbitrary quarterly revenue goal. Your new compensation plan will deliver these messages better than I. The new plan will recognize revenue when customer service installs the system, not when the plant ships it. It will measure and reward management on gross margin performance, not just revenue. It will put a premium on taking the service contract with the sale. And your management at all levels will be rewarded for attaining those accounts receivable goals that will be written into their plans. I think you'll like what you see. It's a plan that should appeal to us as business people, general managers of our own piece of Prime's business. Now, even though the books aren't closed on 1989 as I make this videotape, there are a few things we already know about the year. Now, I don't think any of us will ever forget 1989, but we'll all try just as hard as we can. But in the midst of all that turmoil and travail, all that uncertainty and craziness, this international team proved its mettle. France stood tall in contributed income performance, with the best profitability of any major country. In Italy, we grew our business well and capitalized on the opportunities at Fiat, yielding nearly 30 billion lira in product and service revenue to Prime. Australia set a standard for all of Prime in the EXL business, proving that we can successfully sell the 300 series in multiples to our customer base. More importantly, they stepped out smartly with the 1200, shipping 3 systems in December. Canada actually grew its 50 series business year on year, the only country that managed to do so. Germany did an absolutely outstanding job in recognizing early its responsibilities in expense management. As a result, they delivered the best record of any sub in total expense to revenue performance. In Japan, we grew our CADS business by 45% year on year. And that's in a market that's as tough and competitive as any in the industry. The stars of the 9 countries in PER would have to be Holland and Denmark. The Netherlanders achieved the best record anywhere in percentage of contributed income and in expense to revenue. Denmark set the pace for us all in accounts receivables performance with a DSO at year-end of 69 days. In the UK, where we have our largest service business, our team not only came within a hair's breadth of making total revenue, but also achieved service margins of 43% right on plan. And when you're talking raw productivity, there's no way you can top the Asia region's record in 1989 with its blend of direct and distributor operations. It's that kind of result that gives me so much confidence as I look at the future. But our future starts today. And I'm pleased to see that our traditionally strong fourth quarter is right on target. We should begin the new year with good backlogs and an organization that's focused on its key opportunities. The 1990 plan calls for our people and our markets to deliver over 60% of Prime's revenues. I'm confident we can do it. We've got the right combination of size, talent, and products to make it in this new world of ours. And I truly believe we are in the driver's seat to take advantage of the next big set of changes in industry and technology. You know, when you're the leader, you can look back on your past with pride. But there's another benefit to being out in front. The future is no longer a distant, cloudy dream. It's clear and tangible. And with talent like yours, it's achievable. Thank you.